Ash, Lutzi and Nikki Osborne podcast.
So there's a Swiss woman who's in court at the moment for systematically feeding her neighbour's cat, resulting in the feline never returning home. So it's a 68-year-old woman who kept feeding the cat despite the neighbours saying, please stop feeding our cat. And then she's like, nah, stuff ya. And then she put a cat flap in, basically inheriting the cat.
The cat just realigned itself to next door.
Yeah, and that's illegal. Like, you're not allowed to do that over there in Switzerland. But it just reminded me of the cat redistribution program. Now,
what's that?
It's believed that the universe distributes cats to their owners. You don't actually go out and buy a cat. A cat chooses where it's going to live. And I watch the dodo all the time, which is like that animal rescue thing, and the cats are always just deciding. Like, they just walk up to people at like a baseball game and go, you're mine now, and that's it. They end up with a cat.
Nikki, you've described, we've only had one cat in my life, and the way we got it was when we were kids at Harvey Bay. Dad was filleting whiting one night, and a cat turned up.
Yeah.
And he fed the cat, and it turned out it was the neighbour's cat, the Messers from up the road.
Yeah.
But it stayed at our place, Mog. And we had it for years until Levi turned up, the German Shepherd, and chased it away. Maybe it went back to the Messers, but we never asked for a cat. It just came to our place and sort of hung around for about 3 years.
Really?
Yeah.
3 years, I reckon.
Both of our cats growing up, we did not buy a cat ever. The first one, Mongrel Head, I'm not sure how we got that one. But it was just a cat that wouldn't bugger off. So we called it Mongrel Head, and it stayed, and it ended up...
What do? You can't force a cat to...
No, so it just lived with us till its nose fell off, and then that was it. But then Catastrophe, that was our second cat that we didn't buy, just turned up and had kittens on our porch. And then we ended up with a cat and kittens, and we kept the cat. We kept Catastrophe, who ended up being my beloved pet who slept in my bed. But then I found another one called Bozo. But then we redistributed that one because it was like, that's enough. We've had enough cats.
How did you redistribute it?
I gave it to a friend, then she renamed it Mimi, which sounds like a 98-year-old nonna. Like, it was called Bozo. That was a good name. But 2410, have you inherited a cat? Part of the cat redistribution program.
I was unaware of this.
Because people don't buy cats. You didn't buy a cat, Ash. We didn't buy a cat.
Where do you buy a cat from?
I wouldn't even know. You don't see them in the pet shops, do you?
No,
Certainly
who were
on the
cat
front
breeders?
shelf. Like, I want a cat. Oh, you've got to come out the back for that one, buddy. That's a secret sealed section.
There's no kids going, Mom, I want a cat for Christmas. I want to open a box. No, they just turn up. And I swear that's how everyone gets cats.
The Ash, Lutzi and Nikki Osborne podcast.
We're talking about the cat redistribution program.
CDP.
Where cats just decide that they're going to live somewhere else. And that's how you end up with a cat. You ended up with a cat like that, Ash.
Yeah, Mog.
I ended up with two cats like that, Mongrel Head and Catastrophe. And who have we got? Elle from Ipswich. Elle, how did you inherit your cat? Elle? Elle! No?
Time to move on.
Oh!
Someone's there.
Sounds like Charlie's there.
Hang on, we got Shani?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, Shani, how did you inherit your cat?
Well, my husband and I moved to Queensland from South Australia and bought a house in Warner right next to the bushland.
Yep.
And then suddenly this red ginger cat turned up in my backyard, and it was mangy looking and really skinny. So I started feeding her and it wouldn't go away.
And that was it?
That was it.
It became your pet. Did you give it a nice
Well,
name?
Boris Becker? Or...
Actually, I used to call it Ranger because it was red.
There you go.
And that's that.
Yep.
Ranger, the stray feral cat.
It was really feral. It used to hiss at me, wouldn't let me near it, and eventually it trusted me to pick it up.
Oh, well, that's
worth it, isn't it?
nice. She could pick it up, but she never got any affection whatsoever. She could just...
What a pointless animal.
They're terrible cats.
Oxygen thieves. Seriously.
That Mog, I don't reckon I patted it once. And every time I'd get close to it, it'd scratch you on the forearm. Like, that cat instilled in me a great love of dogs.
Cats are the best thing that ever happened to dogs.
I know, they are good PR for dogs.
Yeah.
Elle from Ipswich, are you there, Elle?
Yes, I'm here.
Oh, excellent. So how do you inherit your cat, Elle?
So, sad story. I was actually going through a really bad breakup, and I'd went for a night drive, and I'd pulled up down near an oval, and I seen two little, eyes in my headlights.
On his back.
So I pulled over to try and see what was going on. And
don't do that in the future, by the way, but yeah, keep going. Seems incredibly dangerous.
I pulled over to check on the strange man
There's
walking
two
along the side
eyes
of
in
the road.
in a park. Are you okay?
I come from a small town, so it's, yeah.
You've learned.
I got out of the car and I actually found a 6-week-old kitten.
Oh, you can't say no to a kitten.
No, she was pure black, and I was in love.
And did you give her a lovely name?
Her name was Lucifer.
Based on what had happened to you previously with your relationship.
Named after your ex?
Yeah, kind of.
I think cats, that's how they get by. They rely on, I'm not suggesting you were in some, I know you were going through a tough time, but they rely on loneliness.
Yeah, vulnerable people.
Of human beings. Like dogs kind of do as well. Like I've been in relationships where when you join up with the lady friend, it's like, that dog's, it's been your plus one, hasn't it, for the last 4 years? You know what I mean? It's like the dog's
you feel like the dog...
the dog has filled the void of loneliness.
Yeah, but do you have to feel like you have to bond with the dog too? Because
if you don't, you're screwed.
Yes.
Right?
Oh, yeah, if you don't like someone's dog, you're out.
Or cat.
If someone doesn't like whiskey, or I just
yeah.
believe.
But you know what I mean? Like the cat, even though it's not that good of a package in loneliness... People need a hug. The cat might do if they can get close enough to it. You know what I'm saying?
True. Hang on. Should we chat to Al? We got one last person. Al from Oxley.
How you going?
Hey, how'd you inherit your cat?
My 6-year-old daughter was playing in the backyard one day and came racing and going, Dad, look what I found. And anyway, was holding this ginger cat and said, can we keep it? Yeah. And started feeding it. And long story short, this cat ended up sleeping with her, and years later, we found out that a local lady had passed away, and these things were just strays, and ended up with two cats came and just lived with us after her feeding it every morning and night.
And what did you call it, Rango, or do you have some sort of a racially vilified name?
Ginger.
Okay. What would you call your cat if it was Asian?
The Ash, Lutzi and Nikki Osborne podcast.
Now, it just popped up on the TV a second ago. There were these two kids who were heroes who did a beach rescue. That's all I know, but Lutzi and I both clocked the haircuts because there is a thing at the moment.
I know where you're going with. Yes.
Where all teenagers have alpaca haircuts. It's either alpaca or broccoli.
You know what it is, and
is that the definition for it?
Well, parents call it that.
I'll tell you what I'll call it, because I was at the National Athletics Championships in Perth, whenever that was, 2 weeks ago, and it was the under-20s. The lead-up was school-age kids, basically, under-13s, 14s, 15s, 16s, under-20s, and then opens. I would say 80% of the boys / young men that I saw at the National Athletics Championships, what I call it is, I feel like, and I said this to Elle Stevenson, we're sitting on the hill watching, I said, I feel like there's 2,000 Benson Boones.
Yes. It's Benson Boonehead.
It looks.
It's Benson Boonehead.
It was like a Benson Boone conference, or
You can
what
talk.
Lincoln Lewis. What's Link go to? He goes to bloody Comic Con.
Yeah, Supernova and stuff.
Like,
but
it was
fanboys.
like that, but for Benson Boone.
Yeah, but you grew the Benson Boone moustache.
Well, I'm not saying anything against it. It's just an observation.
Yeah.
It's like every single kid looks like Benson Boone.
Do you want to know? Do you know why?
Why?
This is the only long haircut they can legally have at private schools. So the rules are your hair can't go beyond your ears, so it can't touch your ears.
So you got to be able to see your ears.
And it can't, and you can't touch your collar. So they're putting all the volume up top, and they're getting like a light fade on the side.
But it looks like because it's got that sort of mullet look to it, like that sort of 70s type vibe.
It's like a mullet fro.
And the other thing that they do is...
the youth.
Is then shave the sides. And Archie will do that too. He'll just grab the things and just go one on the side, and it's just gives you that.
Is Archie doing it? That sort of look?
Yeah, he is.
So I'm starting to think the schools might start to change their rules and regulations, because this is the kids' loophole, and they all look like, broccoli. And, I think sometimes maybe a little bit of hair over the ears, a little bit of length, might look a little more classy. perhaps.
Yeah, but not according to schools.
Yeah.
No, but
No,
that's
look
what
is
happens
in.
with
That's
loophole.
that's a definite vibe. I was at the boys' footy training last night. I'm noticing that now that everyone
And it's
kind
every
is all
code
the
of football.
same. Yes.
Like, it's not as if, like, sometimes leagues have been known for the mullets and there's been different areas. Nah, across... And it's not just kids. You look at professional... Like the AFL and NRL in particular.
So what
they've
name-
all got it.
So what name are we going to give it? I feel like we should
For
name
me,
it.
it's the Benson Boone.
I like Benson Boonehead. I like that.
Benson Boonehead?
Yeah, well, that's just, what it is.
A BB head.
Yeah.
Benson Boonehead.
What'd you call it? Alpaca.
And the alpaca.
The alpaca. I get it. You
Yeah.
get it.
Benson Boonehead. I don't know. It's a work in progress.
But or is there a name for the kids are using? If you know any, got any intel 13-24 team? Because
yeah, call us,
I've
let
been
us
to school.
know if
It's been over a decade since I've been to school.
I mean, we go to the Mad Barbers.
For these guys.
We go to the Mad Barbers on the Sunshine Coast, and there must be a name for it because kids must just walk in and say, "I want the
Benson,
Benson Boonehead or whatever."
What is it? What is it?
Yeah, what do you ask?
It used to be I want the Macklemore, but now it's the
Lutsy used to get the flat
Boonehead.
top.
Well, I should try to get the flat top, but I couldn't because I.
What? So you're like a stable table?
Yeah, literally, that's what the look was for. It's been happening for years. Mum just said Johnny got banned from Nudgy at one point because of his crew cut.
Oh, Johnny got banned
from Nudgy. They wouldn't let him in the photos. And that was in 1959.
Did
the crew cut, which I think is just a short one, isn't it?
I don't know. I didn't see it.
Oh,
I didn't go to Nudgy.
Yeah, I don't know. But anyway, what I'm saying is this has been a problem over the years. Well, I guess it's just hair trends,
Look,
right?
I think we might actually know what it is.
The Ash Lutzi and Nikki Osborne podcast.
Now, my personal preference for the haircut that all the kids are having, the boys are having
yes.
these days, is Benson Boonehead.
Yeah.
It rolls off the tongue.
That's pretty funny.
It works for me. Alpaca is another suggestion. I can roll with that.
Yeah.
Yep.
But what is it actually called?
Well, we put it out to the people, and the people have responded. We've got George and his mum. Can you explain?
Who we talk? Is it the mum or George? Who's going to explain it?
We're both in the car on the way to school.
Okay, great.
All right. So what is it?
So, like, the one that looks a bit like an alpaca,
Yeah.
that could be a burst fade or, like, a modern mullet.
First fade.
A burst.
Because it bursts out of their
Burst
head,
fade,
but then
yeah.
it fades.
Yeah,
Yes.
burst fade.
Okay, that makes sense.
What? And
then-
is that a term too, George? Sorry, mate. The modern mullet. Like if you walked into if we walked into Bowie, Lutty, you went to Bowie's
Yeah.
yesterday. If you walked in and
Bows
said to
for men.
Bowie, "I want a modern mullet," is that what it would be?
Well, we'll have to ask Bowie. Maybe we
Yeah,
can get
pretty
him on.
much.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Yep.
Cheers, mate.
And
Excellent.
Luke from Wakeley. What are you? You're 14. Have you got one, Luke?
Yeah.
And what do you call it?
I've got a different haircut, yeah.
Oh, you're a different one, but
What do
what's
you-
it called?
Yeah, what do you got?
I've got a taper.
You got a taper.
Oh, you got a taper.
But what's the one we're talking about? How would you classify that?
It's like it's like called a modern mullet.
Right.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
well,
is that
that's what the old bloke said. George.
Modern mullet.
is that the word around D block? Is that what they're all calling it out on
Yeah.
campus? Yeah, the modern mullet.
So, but you haven't got a
Why
modern
haven't you
mullet.
got
You
it?
got a tapered fade. How come you went for the tapered fade, not the modern mullet?
It's just more of a cleaner look, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh, Luke's slick, and
Yeah.
also you can fit your hat over your head. Am I right, Luke?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Luke, with the ladies, what would you say? Like, you know, the kids that are picking up the hottest girls and everything. Are they going
Or the smartest.
or whatever?
Or the most charismatic.
Yeah, whatever. Okay, the good ones. What haircut would get the good ones?
Probably a taper.
Ah,
Yeah,
my boy.
That's
Look
why
out,
Luke.
Luke.
That's why Luke's got the tapered
Hey,
fade,
let's
not
get around
the
the
modern
game.
mullet.
Ooh, go Luke.
All right, Luke, get to school. And then we've got your barber on the phone.
So Bows for Men, Simon Bow, who
This is the official.
this is the official word right now. So Bowie, good morning to you. You've just heard that.
Morning, Lutz.
So what? I mean, and you get a lot of kids come in. Obviously, a lot of the cool kids come in and get their haircut from you. What are they asking for around this?
They know exactly what they want now, but they go, it's a blowout taper or a burst fade, which is, when they were asking for it, I wouldn't even know what those names were back a few months ago.
So do they have photos? Like, if they bring in, do they have photos of people that they want
Benson
to look like?
Boone. They come in Benson Boone pics.
Benson Boone comes out. That's probably the first one, or they'll just literally pull something up on TikTok and show me something.
Turn
and
me into
basically
this. Turn me into this.
Is that
Dolly.
right? Like TikTok?
Mate, they'll basically tell me like what tools I need to use as well. It's bizarre.
Really? Oh my
It's
god!
bizarre.
So what's the difference then? Like a blowout taper to a burst fade? Is it like that kid just before said blowout taper's cleaner? Is that what you
A
take?
blowout taper is like they'll do your sideburns like short and then right at the back and leave it like one of these sort of beetle cuts. And then the burst fade is where it goes all the way around short. And then sort of
okay. So you've either got
more like a mullet, like a mohawk.
more
mullet
like a
type.
skunk
Yeah, okay.
kind of
Yeah.
hair.
That's what you call the alpaca.
Yeah,
Is that
that's
what you call
that's the alpaca.
Yeah.
This blows my mind.
It's
Well, that's a
bizarre.
totally different haircut.
The Ash, Lutzi and Nikki Osborne podcast.